Welcome to the Korea Daily Briefing from May 13th, 2026. Let's get into the top stories making headlines today. President Lee Jae-myung held back-to-back talks today with U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng at Cheonhwa-dae. The meetings were designed to lay the groundwork for the Trump-Xi summit in Beijing later this week, with Lee and Bessent discussing supply chains and the recently finalized U.S.-Korea critical minerals framework. Bessent and he wrapped 3 hours of trade talks in Seoul before Bessent flew on to join President Trump in Beijing. Turning to the markets, the Kospi had a brutal roller coaster session today, surging to an intraday record of 7,999.67 before crashing to close down 2.29% at 7,643.15. Foreign investors dumped 5.66 trillion won in net selling, with Samsung Electronics down 2.28% and SK Hynix down 2.39% on profit-taking. Analysts blamed fatigue from May's 18.5% surge, Middle East geopolitical risk, and the 10-year Treasury yield hitting 4% on oil-driven inflation fears. In tech news, Samsung Electronics wage talks officially collapsed today, raising the prospect of a major strike starting May 21st. The union and management failed to bridge a gap over performance bonuses, with union leader Choi saying 41,000 workers have signed on a strike and the number could exceed 50,000. Analysts warn an 18-day strike could cost the export-dependent Korean economy more than 40 trillion won, or roughly $26.8 billion and disrupt AI chip production. On the security front, Defense Minister On Gyu-bak said today that Seoul is weighing a phased contribution to the U.S.-led Strait of Hormuz security mission. The announcement followed last week's attack on a South Korean flag cargo ship near the strait, with on outlining options including political support, personnel dispatches, information sharing, and military assets. He stressed no detailed talks had taken place on expanding troop involvement under what Washington is calling Operation Epic Fury. And finally, in entertainment, BTS member Jimin set fans buzzing this week after sharing a group photo of all 7 members together on stage at the group's Mexico City World Tour stop. Meanwhile, Blackpink's Jennie disclosed more than 20 billion won in settlement payments through her agency OA Entertainment over the past 2 years, according to an audit report filed last week. That's all for today's Korea Daily Briefing. Thank you for watching.